Article 14, in this we have seen the Article 14 forbids the class legislation, but it permits the reasonable classification of person, objects, and transactions by the law. In that, we have seen the two conditions. If they are fulfilled, then this reasonable classification test can be passed. Two conditions, these are according to old doctrine and then new doctrine. Next is the case, that is the Madhu Limaye versus Superintendent Tihar Jail, Delhi. So there were Indian and European prisoners. Both were treated differently. European get the better diet. Court held that the difference between the Indian and European prisoners in the matter of treatment and diet violates the right to equality under Article 14 of Indian prisons. Means both were prisoner, Indian and European. Both these were both these persons were prisoner. Then also they were treated differently. So these are all the prisoners and they must be treated equally. Article 14 prohibits hostile classification by the law and is directed against discriminatory class legislation. A legislature for solving discriminatory problems must proceed on some sort of a selection or a classification of persons to solve their problems. Article 14 permits the classification, but it prohibits the class legislation. Means it permits classification on reason, means the reasonable classification. The equal protection of laws guaranteed by the Article 14 does not mean that the all laws must be general in character. It doesn't mean that the same laws should be applied to all the person. The varying needs of different classes of person often require separate treatment. This is the Article 14. It permits reasonable classification, but it prohibits or forbids the class legislation.